Okay, so we are now live. Hi, everyone. So we are CSUDH Pep Band and Drumline, and this is our episode 2 of our That One Time in Band Camp. So this show, today we're talking about what we miss in band. So this past 18 months, or we're almost getting into the 19 months, we have been pretty active on online as a pep band. We did a bunch of virtual ensembles together, but we haven't really had the chance to meet together. And I thought we would discuss about what we miss in band and what we look forward to doing, especially since we are starting our rehearsal in a little bit. Great. So I wanted to hand it over to Izzy. Hi, Izzy.
Hello, everyone. Again, we were talking about stuff that we miss being a part of being an ensemble due to the current world situation, preventing specifically us wind players from grouping together, safely.
That's right.
Uh, uh, Personally, with me, like one of the big things that I miss about it is just the social aspect. Just because throughout a lot of my time in the many bands that I've been in, a lot of my close friends are people that I've performed with, like either from back in high school or like in my time in my community college, and just like I was only in Dominguez Hills ensembles for 1 year before all of this happened, but even then I still enjoyed like just being around, like even like people from other ensembles and stuff, like in the practice rooms. And with all of that being gone, it was it made it wasn't necessarily that like it made music be like a little bit bittersweet. It's more like it was still fun to do, but you know that there's like that little extra that's missing, and just like, man, I wish I had that back.
Yeah, the social aspect,
Hmm.
right? Like being together and having fun together.
Yeah.
Certainly, we can be online like this and talk and discuss things, but it really isn't the same, is it?
Nah.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
One thing that I've noticed, because I wasn't really there before um,
Right.
COVID started, is that this semester when we went back to school, everybody just gets together safely and we all help each other. And in Dominguez Hills, it's a um, very close community in the music department because everybody's just waiting to pitch in their ideas and their help. And everybody is always they always want to offer help and help each other out.
Mhm.
And of course, I knew people like Izzy. Of course, I knew other saxophone players, but it isn't the same getting one-on-one help from them and seeing like, no, you should be playing this, or maybe you should try this fingering instead. Maybe you should put your mouth different or blow it into it differently and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, even I'm an instructor for the saxophone at DH, and we can do lessons, but it's just not the same. I can't see everything. Even in our in-person lessons, it's so difficult because I wish sometimes I could just cut myself in half and show you what's going on inside. Especially what's happening with my embouchure and how where the tongue placement is and how the throat looks. But unfortunately, I can't do that. But at least when you're together in a room, I can see, what's going on. So, those things I can't do with Zoom. But yeah, certainly. Um, yeah, so the social aspect is great. Anything else? Like what do we miss? So because there are a lot of other schools in other states. We're in California, but in other states they've had some rehearsals together, taking measures, but in California, in at Dominguez Hills, we were not able to meet, even get together on campus at all. Like we weren't even allowed on campus at all. So that was very difficult. But now that we're slowly, the restrictions are changing, hopefully, that we can meet more and we can play together more and perform more together. Um, what other things do we miss? What do you look forward in doing?
Before we get into that, this semester we are a little bit in person.
Yeah.
Some classes are, and most of them aren't still. But going into the spring semester of 2022, there's talk about having about 80% of classes going back in person
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and still having some online. So that's what we're kind of looking forward to in the upcoming year.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder how that's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot harder to find parking, sadly.
Oh
Oh, parking.
yeah.
I
Oh
forgot about
yeah.
that problem.
The food,
Very chaotic.
Yep.
Yeah.
the food
Yeah.
lines are just gonna be packed.
The
Mm-hmm.
food line. That's true. Yeah, what else? It's been so long.
Yep.
I mean, even for me, just to get outside of the home and getting ready to meet with people, it's it felt a little bit different, after not seeing like actual like meeting with friends like in person. So yeah,
It
food
kind of is
lines.
weird to get back
Yeah,
out there and
Yeah.
talking to
yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, yeah. It takes some getting used to, but honestly, like as cheesy as it sounds, it feels a lot easier. Like just doing that stuff like in the music department, just because like is like I go in and I'm like, oh, you haven't seen you in like a millennia. How are you? Let's talk. Let's catch up.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
like you're going on, and then like out of nowhere you realize, oh wow, we've been talking for like an hour, and oh we have like class in like 20 in like 5 minutes. We need to get
Yeah.
going.
Mm. So, do you feel like your sense of time changed as well?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you're in person, everything goes by so quickly because
Mm.
you're
Mm-hmm.
talking like to so many different people. You're trying to get stuff done, trying to get your practice in, your homework, trying to like get all these things done into one day.
Mm.
It really goes by really quickly. As to when we were
Mm-hmm.
in lockdown, everything felt so slow.
Yeah.
Like we were never gonna get done with like a semester of school. My God.
Yeah. No, like even like with my lessons, like when I had my lesson this past Monday, like we had like a discussion about like what I did in the piece, and then like I just see my instructor starting to pack her stuff. I'm like, wait, I'm like I asked her, I'm like, is that our time already? He's like, yeah. I'm like,
Mm.
oh god, really? And I pull out my phone. I'm like, oh wow, yeah, it's time. And like it flew by, and
Yeah.
I'm just here like it still felt productive, but it just felt a lot faster, like just because like
Mhm.
we were able to like sort out a bunch of different not necessarily like problems, but more like sort out what I need to be doing to get the piece like the best it could be. And
Yeah.
it just felt like we were like just going through a list, just checking it off like that, and before I knew it, we were already done with our time.
Mm.
That's kind of how it feels because I have Jacob. I have him for jazz ensemble. And we have like a little mini band where it's just Jacob, he's in the drums, there's me, there's another saxophone player, there's a pianist and a bass player. So we're just going through the tunes, trying to fix stuff, trying to get better, trying to figure out the rhythms and the beats and the notes, and everybody's doing their own thing and trying to figure out their own stuff. But it goes by really fast. Even though we're
Mhm.
working on today we only worked on one song, and that time flew by because everybody was just trying to get better at that one song, and we were just grinding it and pushing through. So
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and
Oh,
like
there's
I
Leslie. Let me add her in.
okay.
Hi, Leslie.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm okay. I just came in late because I couldn't figure out how Bluetooth works.
Oh.
It's okay. You're here with us now.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Jacob, you were like nodding your head about the time, how it passes differently. Do you
Yeah,
have anything
no,
to say about
I was
that?
just gonna say that how like we like spent like an hour and a half like only on one song, and I was just like, because I looked at my watch like halfway. Well, it wasn't even. I thought it was only halfway, but then we only had like 10 minutes left of class. We only did one song. I was like, what? How did this happen? I
Mm.
was like, I
Yeah.
was baffled of how fast time went by today. Because like, I think the fastest it's ever went by.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what happens when you're having fun.
I know for real. You're just like playing and playing and
Yeah.
just constantly going. It's
Just
crazy.
jamming
Yeah.
with good people, and it's like time flies. Like that's
Yeah.
again, it's the is what I was saying earlier. Is the social aspect, and I'm glad we're able to slowly like get back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
I've missed it in this like what like year and a half that it's been gone.
Yep.
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, and it seems like the athletic games are happening,
Mhm.
and people, students, and also family members can go actually see the games. So hopefully the band can join as
Mhm.
well once we start getting our rehearsals in. Yeah,
Yay!
yeah,
Hopefully.
that'll be so much fun. Indeed.
Oh yeah, we're
Okay.
also gonna meet up soon as
Yes, we
Yeah.
well.
are. Yeah. So what was
Woo!
the date?
October 11th.
Yeah, the
October
Columbus
11th.
Day. Yeah. So it's going to be super exciting when we do our episode 3. You guys have been rehearsed together, and
Mhm.
I'm
Mm.
super excited to hear like what you felt, and I'm sure that's going to go by so quickly like you've been
Oh
Oh
telling
my
yeah.
me.
god, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like we say we're probably gonna do like 2 hours, but like
Yeah.
assuming no one has anything else like to do afterward,
Mhm.
I want to say we might do an extra hour ish or like
Yeah.
half an hour, like just because of like how Evelyn and Jacob mentioned earlier about like time just flying.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then it barely seems like we started school and we're already like 1/3 of the semester
Yeah.
there. 1/6? Michael?
No, one
No,
third.
we're
What?
It's
s-
we're
we're
on
1/3? I'm
week
like,
we're
what
Week
the
six,
heck?
6
6. We're
weeks
week
week
in.
6.
six.
Wait.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the Yeah. It's just crazy.
It
Yeah.
And
is.
then soon we're gonna be in midterms, and then we're gonna have Thanksgiving break, and then we're gonna go into finals, and then that's it.
Yeah.
There goes the whole semester.
Yeah.
Oh my
Mhm.
god.
The year is done. 2021 is done.
And
I
started a
yeah,
new year. Oh
yeah,
my
this
god.
this year went so quickly. I don't know where it went. I
That's
don't know.
crazy.
It's funny because when you're doing things online, like the day feels relatively slower, but when you look at it in a big
Mhm.
spectrum, like big like perspective of things, it's like, whoa, like a month
Mhm.
went by and like this.
Yeah. And then I think another thing when you're in school and you are actually in campus, you have to plan out your stuff so accordingly. And you
Mm.
have to put like on your calendar, like this day I have to go right here and meet with this teacher, and this day I have to do right here and meet with another person. So all of those like meetings, extra stuff that we have to do, it just makes the time even go even faster,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Which we used to do like it in a normal,
Mhm.
normal
Yeah.
before. Like it just takes like an extra work, it
Hmm.
seems. Yeah. Yeah. Michael, what are you missing right now? And what do you expect when everything's opens up and this whole band start running, and like do you have anything?
So, okay. This is just out of, me because I usually love playing.
Mm.
And it's like been a while since I've got to play like an actual pep tune. But I miss popping off whenever, like, it's just those special moments, like the really special good moments, like, give or take, like, if your team makes it the finals and all that, you get to like fully go off.
I think that's awesome, yeah. And then we make little memories, even though we're just like in rehearsal, we're just practicing. It's all the inside jokes you get to create with your bandmates.
Yes.
That was the first thing that came to mind when you mentioned that about the little memories. I'm like, so you're talking about the inside jokes when someone
Yes,
messes up.
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Uh,
Well, I'm sure you guys get some fun like chatting, right, on Discord, which the platform you
mhm,
use, or
Yeah,
but it's not the same. You really actually be there and experience that together.
yeah.
mhm.
Mm, 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 mm. And I mean, sure, experiencing together is what, brings us those memories and those experiences, but why is it so important to be together though, but not just about the social aspect, but the musical aspect?
Um, Personally with me, just because I find it a lot more easier to just blend with like actual like people,
Mhm.
because a lot of times whenever I was doing recordings both for pep band and for the concert band at Dominguez, um it felt kind of hollow, like,
Hmm.
because it felt like I was just like doing like just going through the motions in a way.
Yeah, like just doing it just to do it. Like it was so blank, huh?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then like a lot of times like with the dynamics, especially in concert band, um like they weren't like completely there,
Hmm.
if I'm being honest. And like now that we're back in person with concert band, I find it a lot easier to do those dynamics. And then
Yes.
also like I can't wait for pep band when I can just finally let loose.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
Sometimes you want to play really, really high and show off those things.
a little. It's more like I can finally just like play out,
Mm,
because
Hmm.
mm,
our for certain passages in the contraband music, I have to like play relatively like soft, like just
yeah,
because I'm not trying to outpower the woodwind players that have the melody at the time.
yeah,
Yeah.
And like there's currently three trumpets
yeah.
to like, I believe it's like two saxes, a clarinet, and a
One
flute.
flute.
So it's really easy to overpower them. So we really have to watch our dynamics in that situation.
Hmm.
Mm,
Yeah.
But like here, like we're all supposed to be playing loud and proud, so
Yeah.
yeah. It's all
it
about
works
being
out.
loud.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
think I think when we get together, dynamics for sure, like how soft and how loud you get is
Hmm.
for sure a key thing that we
What do you
do
mean
a lot.
soft? Pep band is all loud.
But I meant like in general.
There is loud,
Kidding.
louder, and
And
loudest.
loudest. All right.
Yeah.
We get more hyped up too. It's just the adrenaline of people
Hmm.
playing together. It's just like, yeah, let's go
Oh,
for it.
Yeah,
yeah. Make
it
more sound.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just back to that whole thing about like the energy is a lot more
Mhm.
active and it's more present whenever you're playing it with people instead
Yeah.
of just playing along to a recording.
Mm-hmm.
Because whenever you're playing
Yeah.
along to a recording, oftentimes, like, you can overpower like what you're hearing, and most of the time you actually do. So,
Yeah.
Mhm. And you
Yeah.
can't really tell like how much is too much and how much is not enough
hmm
when you're
Mm-hmm.
recording. And but when you play together, you find a perfect balance
hmm
of
Sure.
yeah.
it's all about making sure that you're blending well.
Mm.
Hmm. Yeah.
I hope you guys got like during, this recording sessions you guys had to do, you guys got to learn about recording a bit,
Oh
because
no, yeah.
yeah, when you're recording and you do play with the backing tracks sometimes depending on what
hmm
piece you
Hmm.
play with. And you have one headphone on the one side and then you leave your one headphone
Hmm.
off so you can hear yourself. And it's a very similar situation which you guys were experiencing, I feel. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm pretty sure everybody had their own setup. And everybody, hey, I'm gonna put my phone here. I'm gonna put my camera here, and then my music in this spot so my camera doesn't block my music. And then
Yeah.
positioning my stand and everything.
hmm
It's a
Yeah.
whole thing that you just had to
Making
do.
sure you have the right lighting and everything.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Jacob had a nice setup. Like he knew exactly where to put
Yeah.
his phone, so the
Dude,
What a
tape
don't.
didn't
Oh
pro.
show
my
me.
gosh, that setup took like you don't understand the. I
Oh
had to
no.
balance it on like three blankets and then like a couple pillows,
Oh my
and then I had
gosh.
to like use my like computer stand I have for my bed. I had to like put it on my computer and then prop my phone up on this thing, and it was a disaster. It took
no,
like 20 minutes just to set that.
no, dude.
And, and that was just
Like,
for the first one. The second one, I had it balancing on the couch, and like yeah, I know. I had the drums bouncing on the edge of the couch, like barely like staying still. Like I was so scared while I was playing. I thought they were just gonna like fall one way or the other, but they
Oh
didn't
my
somehow.
god.
And then I had like the music stand in the cushion of the of the seat behind my quads. It was
Wow, we
crazy.
had
It
no
was
idea.
crazy setup.
Yes, it was a whole
yeah,
thing when you
Yeah.
first
no,
begin to record. Yeah.
yeah. I feel that like at the beginning of the lockdown, for how to do a recording for jury, my setup was so sketch, man. Because I would I would record it at my garage because that's like the only space for like I had like enough space for like everything. Like this is
Mhm.
before I had like my own desk, like my own computer and everything. So I recorded it on my mom's tablet. I had a sock trying to cover the microphone so that way I wouldn't peek it. I say trying because I put it on the wrong side, and then I only noticed afterward that the mic was on the other side of the tablet, and I'm just here like, I finally got a good take, and I peeked the mic the whole time because
Oh my god.
because I'm a trumpet player. mm, like most, if not all, mics on a phone or a tablet, like for recording, you're gonna peak it. Like you're guaranteed. Like
Mhm.
I'd have, I'd be like in the middle of the garage, and then I'd have it like basically at the entrance in order to try to like minimize like the peaking, but I'd still peak it. And then also because of how far I had it, like you just see all of the junk that I had in the background of the garage because we our garage is basically our storage.
Yeah.
And like I was just like, God, this is so it was so man, I'm trying to figure out a way to say it without switching to Spanish because I'm wanting to say it looks so pirata.
Oh, oh,
It look
like
it looks really sketch.
yeah, like I don't know how to say that.
It looks really bootleg.
Yes,
I forgot that bootleg is the word for
like
pirata in English.
yes,
Pirata.
Yeah,
Easy.
it basically like pirated. Yeah.
yeah.
Makes sense. Izzy,
Yeah.
word of advice when recording for trumpet: always go outside, never be inside.
Oh no. That was before I got this. This is a condenser mic. So I could control the input and everything and all that stuff. That's why I
Yeah.
never
Mhm.
peak in my most recent recordings. I would not be peaking. Unless like I was like a couple of the early ones probably did, but that's cuz like I was still getting used to like getting the right settings on the mixer, cuz like that was when I had my computer. Alan, who's a lot more knowledgeable in recording, um, suggested me the mixer that I use, because old family friend gave me the condenser mic because their son
Mhm.
used to do recordings for, like, him and his friends would do recordings for like rap songs, and he no longer does that. So like they're like, oh, like take the mic if it's gonna help you out. And then I found out it was condenser mic, so I had to buy a mixer. So then I bought the mixer, and like that's my setup now. Now I record at my house instead of recording in the garage, and it's a lot easier to set up the backdrop if I need to do that because my sister has one. But yeah, like slowly but surely I got better. But hopefully now it becomes obsolete, or not entirely. Like if I need to do a recording, I have everything
Mhm.
already ready. But like in the case of having to like do like either like live rehearsal or like live performances, hopefully like those will be coming back soon.
Mm,
Yeah, I heard your
definitely.
juries are gonna be live.
Yeah, our juries are going to
Yes.
be in person now.
Yeah. So juries
Ooh.
are what music students have to play at the very end of the semester,
Mhm.
Hmm.
um, to show what you've learned or
Hmm.
yeah,
Yes.
throughout the semester. Yeah. So it's going to be live. Yeah, and it's really exciting to hear. A lot of things are, slowly opening up, really, for the campus. I
Mhm.
still get thrown off by seeing like bunch of people like mushed together.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah, for
Do you
sure.
feel that? Yeah.
Yes. Like sometimes I would be watching TV and there would be like a huge crowd on the television. I'll be like, why are they put all together and not wearing a mask? And then
Yeah,
I was like, oh wait, that was filmed a lot before.
that was filmed in the before times.
Yeah.
No, it's really funny because I actually got to see the opposite of that because my mom watches soap operas from Mexico, and a lot of
Telenovelas.
them are one of them it's about like basically teaching like a moral or like a lesson like that. And I noted at one time I just came into the kitchen when she was watching it, and then I look at the people, and then like all of them are wearing masks, well, except for like the main characters that are like doing the spoken lines.
Mhm.
Like they're like without the mask, but like all of the background characters, mask, face shield, everything. And I'm just like, dude,
Wow.
this is so surreal.
We know
Yeah,
what you're talking about.
yeah,
La
yeah.
Rosa de
No, yeah,
Guadalupe.
it is. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Dude, every Mexican parent watches that.
Yep.
Oh, and grandparent.
Mm.
Grandparents.
They're like the cheesiest life lessons, and they're like not even something that ever happens in real life.
I mean,
They're like life lessons.
I'm sure some of the stuff does happen, but like
Hmm.
it's meant to be a dramatization, like just for the
Yeah.
sake of entertainment. But in the end, they do talk about stuff that can be helpful for people that are going through a similar situation, or they might actually be going through that actual situation. Just obviously, like small changes here and there.
Yeah. But sometimes the acting is just, oh my God, it's just so bad.
Me and my sister would watch it. We would try not to laugh. It was so funny. The acting is kind of cringy sometimes, though.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not denying that. Yeah, but again, it's supposed to be dramatic. It's supposed to be cheesy and entertaining, so
Yeah,
it
for
makes
sure.
sense.
Like, have you seen, for example, like really old telenovelas, and then someone gets slapped, and then they go like rolling, and they go like wah 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 wah.
Yeah,
They go rolling to like the other side of the
yeah,
room.
and then the dramatic music playing in the background.
Yeah.
Like, like usually it's just them alternating between two notes, just like for like the dramatic tension.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. Oh my
Ah.
God. You know what it sounds like, Chica? It sounds like the Michael Myers theme song, like ding 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 ding. It kind of sounds like that,
yeah,
Oh,
but not.
a
okay.
little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like that. That's kind of how it would sound like.
Very minimalistic. Do 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 do. Do like kind of
Yeah,
just
Yeah,
keep on going.
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of fun stuff there. Um, but I wanted to get back into asking you guys about what do you think we will still keep from the COVID time? Like when everything goes back to normal, what do you think things? What do you think? Do you think there are things that would that took off during COVID that would stay with us?
I want to say the whole like this isn't necessarily related to music, but the use of masks like just in general like during like flu season or like let's say like if I get like the flu or if I get a cold or whatever, I will more than likely like just like put on a mask just to like try to minimize the
Mhm.
spread. Like
Yeah.
just because like that isn't a common thing that was done
Mm,
here,
yeah, in the
and
West, yeah.
honestly I feel like it should, just because like
Yeah.
you life doesn't necessarily stop, especially like if you're like in a part of a certain financial bracket like I am. um like if you're sick you you don't necessarily have like the safety net to like take the day off or like the week off that you need to,
Mm,
Yep.
but like at least that helps to minimize like you potentially spreading it to other people.
no, that's very interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's funny because a lot of us didn't get the flu, right, last year.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
it was really
yeah.
weird
Yeah.
for me.
And I haven't gotten any, I mean, I haven't gotten sick since this whole thing started. Of course, we're staying at home a lot more and we're not having interaction with other people,
Yeah,
but it's an
Mhm.
interesting thing how things can spread.
yeah, I
Yeah, and mask can definitely prevent that, it seems.
yeah, like during this whole thing I've only gotten sick once, and that was when I actually had COVID like last year.
Mm,
And
Mm.
again, like it was just that after the 2 weeks, and I came out negative. Everything was good,
Mhm.
and then again back to like not having any sort of like issues. And like looking back on it, I'm all like whenever anyone mentions about like getting sick or like whenever like they're getting a cold or whatever, like in my head I'm like, oh, when was the last time I got sick? And then I'm like,
hmm.
oh god, that was like when I actually had COVID last year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Well, I personally wore a mask even before COVID. And in a lot
Yeah.
of Asian countries we wear masks, especially the winter time, so you
Hmm.
won't spread the virus like you said, Izzy, and to not get the virus.
Mhm.
And also I wore masks when I was going on the airplane. And yeah, of course, I got like really weird looks before, especially flying domestic and all that. But it really protects your throat. And as a
Hmm.
saxophonist, you have to protect your throat and the nose and everything. I don't want to get anything.
Mhm.
And it's really dry high up in the altitude, so that really prevented me from getting sick. So I wore masks a lot even before then. But maybe that might take on. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
interesting. Yeah. Anything else? Like what
Hopefully,
will Mhm.
Hopefully that becomes a custom now because some people are just nasty. I'm
Oh
sorry to
yeah.
say that. Oh my God.
Hopefully the
Like
hygiene
spreading the
too.
germs.
The
Yeah,
hygiene,
spreading.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
sneezing, and
Ooh,
Yeah, it's
yeah, for
like
real.
they're like leaking, and there's like
They're like,
snot all over their hand, and then they use that hand to open the door.
oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so that in terms of germs and in terms of wearing masks, yeah,
Mhm.
that might stay. And anything else? How about with music, or how about with school, or with like social aspect? What do you think?
I think with school, a lot of people would use more laptops now.
Hmm.
I know laptops have been already been used, of course,
Mm.
before, but now I feel like we rely a lot more on technology for sure. Especially teachers and professors, because before they used to just be like, "Oh, here's the lecture," and you guys could copy it down by on your notebook or on your laptop, whatever you want. But now the professors actually take the time to put that on a PDF and then send it to everyone else, or actually learn how to use Blackboard because some of them didn't know how to use Blackboard,
Mhm.
which is a website that students use in our university, and professors could put assignments up there and announcements, and they could put exams and everything up there. And a lot of professors didn't know how to use that to begin with. And not even students knew how to use that. They were like, what is Blackboard? How do I even navigate the whole thing? So
Cough, cough.
it so it forces a lot of people to, be exposed to different applications and
Mm.
technology.
Hmm. Yeah, so more digitization,
Hmm.
right?
Yes,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, it feels like yeah, it's going to be more and more like actually having papers, printing papers might be less. We're just going to be
Hmm.
like, oh, this is the file that. I mean, even before COVID, it was already somewhat like that, but I think it's going to be
Yes.
even more. Yeah.
Somebody in the Twitch chat said that some people use face mask for style instead of just using them, for
Yeah,
As
for
a style.
yeah. And that thing kind of did explode in
mhm.
social media and stuff
Really?
where they made yeah, where they would make like for example, like a dress, and they would
Gucci
have the
mask.
mask. Yeah, yeah, they would have the mask match the dress or something like that, you
Mm.
know.
Yeah, I've seen some. I think I also saw some like before like COVID times, but like it was like a mask, but like it was like a really thin one. Like it was clearly more for aesthetic than for like actual
Like a
like
prevention, but it's like
prevention.
sheer
Yeah,
material.
Yeah.
yeah,
What would that do? Just for aesthetics, just to as a fashion, I guess.
yeah.
Hmm, I
No,
guess.
and I'd also like to go back with the whole digitization thing,
Hmm.
just because I feel that it might make because of people having experience doing online classes already, they might be
Hmm.
more open to doing online classes like even after um uh like COVID like either like comes to like being controlled.
Oh yeah.
Just because
Hmm.
like personally me, I despised online classes before all this happened.
Yep.
Like now that I didn't have a choice in it, now I feel a lot more prepared and more comfortable doing the online
Mhm.
classes.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't mind them for certain ones,
Mm-hmm.
but like obviously certain classes like you kind of can't really like it's gonna be really hard um to push for them to solely going online. Like in the case of ensembles, personally, like yeah, you can do like recordings and putting together. But like, I feel like that's a talent that will be good in the case if like you're trying to do a group where like none of your schedules line up and you can't
Yeah.
actually physically like do a rehearsal together. In that
Yeah.
case, it'd probably be better for everyone to figure out their own part, record it, and then mash them together.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
Are we gonna start a movement here? Petition for another class, an online class?
I, I'm not.
I'm just kidding. No, yeah, but actually that would be really helpful for people because I know that a lot of the music classes that one needs to take every semester, they sometimes may clash in the times,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
And that was honestly not a problem with online classes most of the time because all of them were asynchronous and you
Mhm.
just, you did the work and you turned it in at the end of the week, or
Mhm.
some professors had lectures, but it wasn't really an issue to keep up with the work as much compared to when you go back to school. You have to keep up with actually attending your classes, doing the
Mhm.
homework,
Yeah.
going to lunch, have lunch, and then going back to another class and practicing and everything.
Mhm. I do feel like being at like one particular place, like physically be there, is going to be a little less in terms of schools or like even meetings. Like you don't like even myself right now. I'm in Japan and I can like Zoom with you guys or like do a live chat with you guys. Um, and I might be performing here, but I might be able to still do lessons. Like I said earlier, it's not going to be the same, but like
Yeah.
certain things could we have more things we could do now as we don't have to be
Hmm.
like tied to one
Mhm.
place. Mm.
Yeah, like,
But mhm.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, but sorry about that. I was gonna say that something I really did miss about going in person was uh, bugging your professors, because sometimes in online classes, the professor would just be like, "Oh, our class is from 8 to 9," and then from 8 to 9 at 9, they would just like end the Zoom meeting or end the meeting, and you're like, "Oh, but I had questions or something." Or sometimes you would feel really awkward just being that one person that asks questions all the time. And then you're like, oh, probably I shouldn't ask questions all the time. But when you're in person, you could just tell them, oh,
They have no
can you,
choice to but to
yeah,
listen
they have
to
no
you.
choice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Can I chime in with something real quick?
Go
One
ahead.
Yes.
thing that I won't miss is having internet issues, because that's what I've been having like for like
Yeah,
the whole thing, and I don't know why, and I had to reset everything.
yeah,
Oh
that was
my
a thing that I
goodness.
wanted to say when we were talking about like how it was being in an ensemble like online, like just because
Uh,
like sometimes you have internet issues and it's just not gonna work out.
Hmm. So right when Eric came in, Michael crashed.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Oh my God.
yeah.
Just technology in general. Like, I'm so sick of having to figure out what Bluetooth is and everything. I just can't.
well, another thing that I don't like is whenever like recording. I remember I used to use a different microphone for recording, and every time I used
Mhm.
to play, it just makes this loud, like extremely loud noise, and I always hated it. And I'm just like, oh, well, what can I use? At this point, I just use my phone to record it. So I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Technology issues.
Hmm.
I can't wait
Yeah.
to get back and bond with everybody again and learn new things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh,
about recordings, I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but when I do a recording, like I like take like 100 takes. I don't know if
Oh
you,
yeah, yeah.
but the
Yeah.
most annoying thing, besides sorting the takes
I
out in
think
your
I know.
phone, besides sorting the takes, sorting like the 100 takes out, going listening to all of them to be like, which one was the good one? And the most annoying thing is when you play it completely perfect, and guess what? You
You
didn't
didn't hit
record.
the record.
Oh
That
yeah, I
is just
hate
like, oh my god!
that.
You just see like the
No.
zero. You just see the 0 0 on the video, and you're just like, oh my gosh, did I really just do that?
No,
Like,
dude.
oh my
For
god.
me, it's when
God.
you're on like the final stretch, and then you mess up a rhythm or you crack a note like really badly, and I'm just like, it
Oh
was
my god.
going so
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Why
Like the
now?
last phrase, you like missed
Yeah.
like one
God.
thing, or like you hit the wrong. Oh my god, it's
It's
just.
just it's really demoralizing like that.
I
Yeah.
know that you got to do the entire, especially like if it's a long
Long
song.
one.
Like
Yeah.
say it's like a 5 minute recording, for example. Like you mess up at a 4 minute 30 seconds. You got to do that whole thing again.
Mhm.
It's so annoying. Oh my
You know
god.
what's also annoying? When you're already like more than halfway through the song towards the end of it and the recording just stops recording.
Oh my
It's
Oh,
god.
happened
Oh,
to
like
me
you,
Oh
so
my
like you
god.
many
lose,
Or you get like a
like you
phone call or
storage space.
something. Like, oh
A
my
phone
god.
call.
Or like my mom or dad walks in, they knock on my door. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh my
See,
god.
okay, let me tell you like a sad experience. So I did virtual drum and bugle corps where we had to like send our recordings in. So I was recording on the final day it was due. Everything was perfect, except my phone had to be horizontal, not
Oh
vertical.
no.
oh
And I
my
had
god.
2 more hours, and I'm like, redo every single recording
Oh
horizontal.
no.
Not just that now. Skip like a couple months later, virtual marching band starts. Same thing happens again, except it's like a week before the due date.
Hmm.
But I keep having this like mess ups where my sister would either come in, my cats
Oh
would
my
jump on
god.
me, or like in general, I just mess up like some rhythm.
Mm.
Because I know there was this one rhythm that was so hard at the end where we had to do a 16th
Yeah.
note run to a C above the staff. I'm like, mm-mm.
Oh my
I'm mad
god.
already.
Yeah. So you have to calculate, like, and think about the whole worst situation that could happen before the recording
Mhm.
and try to prevent. So you have to put a
Mhm.
poster like in front of your door, or or you have to make sure all your family members not to make a loud sound, or
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
or
would
Because
tell everyone in the house, I'm recording. Stay out of the living room. And then like
yeah.
close the door back there and then like barricade over here the side entrance into the kitchen cuz my niece loves to run around. So, yeah.
we can have your niece in the video though, Izzy.
Oh no, I'm saying that for because I don't want her to like because she has a habit because she loves because we have a curtain that
Mhm.
covers the entrance into the kitchen because it doesn't have like a door or whatever. It's just like an opening to go into it. And then so we have a curtain there so that way it could block it off because we have an AC unit in the living room so that way like the living room can stay pretty cool. And when my niece like first started walking she'd always just like go through it, so she just loves going through it and then like using her hands just like grab it from the bottom and then like dramatically like throw it up and then walk. And if she were to do that while I have the backdrop, the whole thing's gonna fall and it's pretty tall, so it's probably gonna hit the fan too.
You're just gonna see her like all covered in the like
Basically, yeah.
machine.
Like you're just gonna see like the backdrop fall and then like a tiny little like thing like slowly move along, probably carrying the blanket with her.
That's so funny. And then
I
all of
don't
us are
know.
gonna think that your house is haunted.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do it, but last year there's three of us who are in the same marching band in my house, So it was so hard. I could prepare. We had to like set up schedules and nobody would respect it. So I was like, oh, you're gonna get messed up. But
Oh
it's
no.
like pretty hard. And I just don't want to deal with that anymore. But
You know what? You know what I hate though? Where I live close to some train tracks, right?
Yeah.
Uh
So I would be like recording and be like, yeah, yeah, and then the train in the background, I'll be like, no. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
It just passes when it wants to. I have no control over that.
Mhm.
I know
Yeah.
that's kind of like the same for me because I've been having construction going on for like a good amount of time now because we're adding another part to our house, and like
Mhm.
every time like I beat something, you just hear like these hammers just like bang bang, like right in the center, or you hear like like the drill or something. It's
mhm.
just like at the worst possible moment. It's just like, well, I gotta start all over now. You hear someone like scream out there, like over here, like something like and
Yeah.
it's right like right
Right there.
outside my door.
Yeah,
Like I'm out this wall because it's like on the other side of my wall and it's literally attached to it. It's just like, oh my gosh, this is the most annoying thing also.
you should go outside and tell. Can you guys with your metronome? Can you guys hit the hammer at this beat?
Like a metronome. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Just like
And this
have him
pitch.
mass.
Yeah.
Just give him your music and just
I
be
was
like,
gonna say
just
yeah.
follow along. He won't notice if you were on beat.
Oh my god. And make sure don't play during the rests. Any
Yeah.
complete Oh my gosh.
Oh, I hear the train now.
Yeah.
You see, right when we're
Yeah.
streaming, it passes by.
Yeah.
So unpredictable.
Well, you guys learned how difficult it is to record. and and in a way we're still new to this, right?
Mhm.
And I think the technology is going to get better and better. I think this recording stuff is not going to go away, the
No, yeah, definitely
streaming,
it
and
isn't.
also we talking on Twitch, or we are communicating on Discord. These things will, I think, will keep remain like in as a, even when in our regular time.
Mhm.
um but yeah, it's really like right now we can blame it on those little things.
Yeah.
And we can blame it and say, oh, that thing didn't work, or that thing didn't, that sound that made by that carpenter or whatever. But as the technology gets better, the microphone gets better, there will be time that you will have to be, you can't really blame anymore. So until then, we can still keep blaming, but
For sure.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so we are getting on top of the hour. Does anybody have anything to add?
Yes, I have something to add.
Yes.
You see how time went by so fast?
To be fair, we did go on a lot of tangents.
Yeah.
Like it was supposed to be about what we miss, and then we ended on what we're not gonna miss.
Yeah.
That's true.
Let's be honest.
I think it's better to knock out what we're not gonna miss than what we miss.
Well, yeah, it's human nature to remember the more like negative and like
Yeah.
more like the things that irk us are the things that we constantly remember.
Yeah. It's
And then
true.
like you, it's the whole thing about like the stuff that we enjoy, like we don't notice them until they're gone. And
Yep.
this very like this whole time, this like year and a half has very much showed us like how much and why we miss being a part of a band, well, in
Hmm.
band in person.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait to get with you guys and get pumped and
Hmm.
start blasting
Yeah,
away.
Yeah, the 11th is gonna
right.
be a blast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
11th. And so next time in 2 weeks we're going to be talking about your experience getting
Hmm.
together. Hopefully you get to
Yeah.
share some footages from then,
Hmm.
from and yeah.
Awesome
So
possum.
awesome, awesome. All righty. So good streaming. I look forward to see everybody in 2 weeks. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Well, have a nice rest of the night and have a great week. All right. Bye.
Bye,
You
everyone.
too. Bye.